All right, it says the teachings of Christ and his apostles are more congenial to them than to many so-called Christians. For when it is said, "Oh, no man anything save to love one another," Romans 13:8.
Who said the teaching of Christ?
Yeah, the teachings of Christ and his apostles. So like, Conrad Weiser in the early 18th century summed up what good life meant to the Indians.
See, now, damn. Congo, get who he is real quick. Why he's grabbing that scripture. Now we're gonna get who that. Cause this guy Conrad, right? Alright. He was an Edomite, man. Okay? Now this is what he was doing, was summing up with he called him Christ, but what Yahweh Shah meant to the so-called Native Americans, he called them Indians. So if there was Indians with the word Indian, like the brother brought out earlier in the lesson, Indian means savage man. A savage. Alright? But they so savage, they love Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah, man. Go ahead, huh? So but look, they talked about Yahweh Shah like that, man. So why wouldn't they talk about his children like that? Alright? Which are the so-called Native Americans, for you Israelites out there, and I'm gonna keep saying that, for you Israelites out there that got a problem with the 12 nations time. I mean the table chart.
Said Conrad Weiser Jr. was a Pennsylvania Dutch pioneer, interpreter, and diplomat between the Pennsylvania colony and the Native Americans.
Damn, so he's an interpreter. And see, all of this is right here in Pennsylvania, man.
It says he was
a Dutchman.
It says he was a farmer, soldier, monk, tanner, and judge.
Yeah, so he was dibbling and dabbling in everything, man. And what does Esau do? That's what they do, man. Even to this day, what they do, they go to Japan, want to speak Japanese and all that. Them Ammonites language. And they're studying them and all that. That's what Esau does. They study everybody's heritage, man. Why? Because he's laid to waste, man. His seed is spoiled, man.
It says the teachings of Christ and his apostles are more congenial to them than to many so-called Christians.
Damn, so you hear that? The teachings, what they call Christ, is Hamashiach, Yahweh Shah Hamashiach, man. And the 12 apostles, get that word congenial, which is more congenial, which is more relevant to them than the so-called Christians. Because even the so-called Christians nowadays, they don't even believe, they might believe about the 12 apostles and all that, you know, and they call him Jesus. All right? But they don't follow after his ways, man. All right? They go to church on Sunday, you know, and sitting there for God knows how long, these nigga churches. But you got the you know, the Edomite churches, they want to be in their hour mass, they gone. Then they out there eating all kinds of pork. But they talk about they praise the Lord, man. Well, they got the word congenial.
Yeah, it says agreeable, suitable, or pleasing in nature or character, suited or adapted in spirit.
That's right. Agreeable,
compatible,
suitable, compatible. That means it goes hand in hand. It goes with those people. Then the so-called Christians, man. So you got so-called Christians, right? That they don't believe none of that. They don't follow. They don't honor the land Sabbath. They don't honor the today, which is the Day of Atonement. All right, which the Day of Atonement ends tonight, sundown. All right, but look, we could go. Matter of fact, we could go to a church if we wanted to today and be like, yo, y'all, do y'all believe in the Day of Atonement? Do you know when it is? And then y'all, fine, that's what they say. What's that? What do you mean? What are you talking about? Oh, that's done away with, brother. Y'all want something to eat? You hungry? That's the first thing they want to do is offer you some goddamn food, man.
Yo, I asked my niece this year, you know what the Day of I asked my niece like what the Day of Atonement was. She says that a movie or something.
Yo, she thought that was the day after tomorrow. You know what I mean? 2012. You know? And yo, that's the mentality of our people, man. We laughing and joking, but it's really sad, man. You know, because we was once in that condition. You know, but guess what? The Lord's gonna. It's nothing you can do about what the Lord has planned. So if those people don't wake up, guess what? We're gonna laugh at their calamities anyway. All right.
It says, for when it is said, owe no man anything save to love one another, Romans 13:8.
Get that. Got it.
This is Romans 13:8. Owe no man anything but to love one another, for he that loveth another have fulfilled the law.
That's right. So we love one another. That means loving your brother, man. Owe no man anything. That means you don't owe your brother nothing. If you borrow something from your brother, you pay your brother back, man. All right. You just shouldn't have brothers walking around talking about, yo, this brother, he owe me this. He owe me $500. Oh, he owe me $1,000. He owe me $1,500. All right. It says, owe no man anything and love your brother. And who does that? The Israelites. That's what the Indians was doing. And how you know it's not pertaining to the Edomites? Because first of all, America's in so much freaking debt. You know what I mean? It's going up continually, man. And Esau builds his whole everything off of debt, credit. So they owe everybody everything. So you know it ain't talking about that, man. Just alone when it says, owe no man nothing, anything. Esau owes us his ass because we go and kill him. He owes us this land that he stole. He owes us our heritage that he took, which we taking back and we're teaching our people. All right. He owes us our jewelry, everything he took from us, man. He took from every nation around this earth and still taking. All right. So that clearly is not talking about Esau. That's talking about the Israelites, which what? And he even said it. This Edomite even said it that it pertains to us, man, not them. Go ahead,
So you get Matthew 6:3. It said, be not anxious for the morrow.
Be not anxious for tomorrow, man. So we don't. That's yo. This is beautiful, man. Got it.
This is Matthew 6:3. But when thou doest alms, let not thy left hand know what thy right hand does.
No, Matthew 6. I said, no. Matthew 6:34.
Oh, okay. 6:34. Salak, but but look, that's still a good one pertaining to it because you owe no man anything, man. So you helping your brother out. And furthermore, that goes hand in hand with loving your brother, man. All right, because if you love your brother, you see your brother messed up, what you gonna do? Here, brother, take this. You don't gotta tell everybody you gonna do it. You just go ahead and do it, man. All right, that's what's not letting your left hand know what your right hand doing. Or your left hand, your right hand doing. All right.
Matthew 6:34. Take therefore no thought for the morrow.
That's right.
For the morrow shall take thought for the things of itself. Sufficient unto the day is the evil thereof.
That's right, man. So you're not supposed to take no thought of tomorrow. And what they just said, read that part one more time about.
It said, be not anxious for the morrow.
That's right. So you told to take no thought of tomorrow. So you're not supposed to be, yo, I can't wait till tomorrow. When I was a kid, I used to do that crap, man. Why? Because my grandma used to tell me to cool out. I used to be like, man, I can't wait till Christmas. I can't wait till my birthday. I can't wait till this. Who's to say I was going to make it to see that, man? All right? You take no thought for tomorrow because tomorrow already has it, already is planned, all right? You can't change nothing tomorrow. It hasn't even come yet. You see that? Dudes keep driving by waving at us, man. In summer, and he looked like a Jake, man. He looked like an Ephraimite. But see, that's how people, they think this is entertainment. We out here edifying. Right, man? Yeah, man. But you're not supposed to take no thought of tomorrow. And what the Indians do, they follow these customs to a T. And yo, an Edomite wrote this book. So why is an Edomite putting scriptures to go along with these people, man? Because they're Israelites.
It says, he that is greatest among you shall be your servant.
Damn. Go ahead,
Matthew 23:11. but he that is greatest among you shall be your servant.
Damn, and that's in this book. So he is greatest among you shall be your servant. So the apostles, who are they to us? They are servants. How are they our servants? Because they're teaching us. They're doing us a service. All right? They're teaching us. They're giving us the breakdowns through Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. All right? And all the certain camp leaders, you got to be a service to your men or whatever. And righteously, man. And Yahweh Shai himself was a servant to his disciples. Because he washed their feet, man. All right? So he wasn't putting himself up above them, but even though he was over them, he wasn't going around with his chest all puffed out. And how else was he a service to them? Because he taught them. And ultimately, he got on that cross and died for them, man. So that's service, man.
And whosoever shall exalt himself shall be abased.
That's right, man. So whoever shall exalt himself shall be abased. Because you got dudes that like, you know who I'm thinking about. But you got dudes, man, they get a little bit of knowledge, man. You've been in this thing 5-6 years, and oh yeah, because I'm over you, and I'm this and I'm that. So that's exalting yourself. So you're gonna be abased, man. You have to be humble in this thing, man. All right, and only by the grace of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, you got that knowledge, man. All right, that's why I say wisdom puffeth up too, man. You gotta be humble, man. That's what this thing is about. Humble and humility. Humility and humbleness, man. Spirit right there. Go ahead,
And he that shall humble himself shall be exalted.
That's right, man. So what did Yahweh Shai do? He humbled himself right here on earth. How did he humble himself? Because he had to get up on that cross, which who he is to us and who he is to this whole world, man. That's humiliating. All right? But he had to do that. You getting beat by your freaking enemies, man.
Your creature.
Yeah, cunt. The two created. You had hand in creating. You know? And were created beneath you. That's humiliating, man. And for when Peter chopped off the Roman soldier's ear, he put it back on. Come on, man. That's humiliating. And you knew what you had to go through. And he did it all for who? Us, man. He ain't do it for all these other nations. All right? He did it for us. So that's the reason why, you know, we come out here and all that and teach our people. And guess what? Now, when Yahweh Shai did that here, when he went back to the spirit world, he was exalted. They were exalting him, man. And they still doing that right now, man. And guess what? That's why he has to come back to earth, so he'll be exalted right here, man.
It says that is what they actually practice without calling themselves Christians, while many who bear the name never give such things a thought.
Yo, you see that right there, man? He said that is actually what they practice without giving it thought. Why? Because it's our heritage, man. Why people call themselves Christian? Because why you call yourself Christian? Because you want to be anointed. You trying to latch on to our traditions and our customs and our ways, and thinking that the Lord is going to forgive you or accept you. No, he rejected you from the beginning, man. All right? He said that Esau, your seed, matter of fact, you got it from Brother Bashan. Esau, your seed, to spoil you, man. And I hope somebody from the Christian church hears this lesson, man. All right? Because this is an Edomite that started all your Christian churches, okay? He started all your Christian churches, and he's telling you that these so-called Native Americans, which are the Gadites, in Pennsylvania, where we at right now, follow the Bible more than the so-called Christians. Why? Because, and they didn't even have to think about it. Why? Because it was instilled in them. It was taught to them. The same way you got these, you got these Christian churches now. And let's talk about the nigga church. All right, you so-called Baptists and Pentecost. You follow after that bullcrap, not even knowing that a so-called white man started that. And the so-called white man, your enemy, is telling you who you are in this book. But guess what? You niggas don't pick up books and read, man.
All right, it says it's under the category of land secessions. says that the Delawares, as we look back in their history, appear a restless migratory people. We must remember that it was the white man who made them so.
That's right.
He acquired their lands quietly in Pennsylvania, but as inexorably as in any other colony, and pushed the Indians out.
That's
The
right.
Delawares and their uncles, the Six Nations, were powerless to arrest the process. At the outset, at their first meeting with Europeans, it was in long part the Delawares' instinctive hospitality that led them to surrender their lands to strangers.
See
who
that
wanted
right
them.
there? See that right there? Matter of fact, get that. Never trust our enemy. But iron wrestling, so it's not 22. But see, now this is why the Delaware Indians, all right, got their land taken. It just said that hospitality. So if you're hospitable to a person, you're inviting them in. All right, you know, you sitting down with them. Hey, buddy, you want some tea? You know, you're hungry. You want some porridge or something? You need a steak? Yeah, take a load off, man. Let's drink some yayan. I got some strong drink too. And what your enemy will do, they come and get drunk with you, then kill you. You know? And that's why those people, cause what did they do? They trusted in their enemy.
Ecclesiasticus 12:10. Never trust thine enemy, for like his iron rusteth, so is his wickedness.
God. So see that? So is his wickedness. Just like iron rusted, so is his wickedness. So that's why the Delaware Indians, guess what? They were Israelites too. They forgot about that scripture because they started trusting the so-called white man, letting them in. Like, yeah, come on in, buddy. It's cool. Open the door. What they do? Raping your daughters, your wives, you know, probably your sons, because that's how perverted Esau is, man.
It says, ignorant of the white man's real estate customs, village chiefs affixed their marks to deeds, conveying more rights than they were aware of. By the time the Indians had come to an understanding of what the white man's purchases involved, new pressures influenced them to continue selling. For one thing, white men swarming across the purchase bounds made it apparent to the Indians that the sale of their land and the removal of their people was the only alternative to perpetual provocation and the risk of war. In Pennsylvania, the white man acquired Indian land not by conquest but by purchase.
See that? So they bought it, man. They bought it. All right. Why? Because they use paperwork, which I believe we stated that earlier in the lesson. Man. So they crafty, they cunning. All right. The so-called white man is cunning, and he likes to use paperwork and big long ass words that you ain't going to understand. That's why they put them in all these contracts now. By the end of the day, when you got I believe we was talking about Lil Wayne. Matter of fact, I was talking to Lil Wayne about him to my cousin. Now, Baby is a wicked ass nigga. So he kissing the so-called white man ass, and he took he drew up a contract for Lil Wayne when I think he was like 12, 13, or 14. Showed it to his mom, a nigga woman. She don't know what's going on. And what they do is they threw jewelry at him as a young age. You know, you want all the fly, fancy things and all that. And then basically he sold his whole life away on that contract. So anything that he does for the rest of his life, this man gets a part of that. And that's the same thing that the goddamn Esau did to us when he took this land. And guess what? He's still reaping the benefits of it. And the Pennsylvania Indians just sold it right to him, man. The Delaware Indians, they didn't know what was going on. Why? Because they trusted in the so-called white man.
This is under the Pontiac War. It says the Senecas were angry because the white men who murdered Indians were seldom brought to justice, while Indians who retaliated in kind were, if surrendered according to agreement, tried in strict English courts and hanged. Rumors spread that the English planned to exterminate them.
You know what I'm talking about?
It says the Senecas were angry because the white men who murdered Indians were seldom brought to justice, while Indians who retaliated in kind were, if surrendered according to agreement, tried in strictly English courts and hanged. Rumors spread that the English planned to exterminate them.
And bring it up.
Yeah, read that.
This is Habakkuk 2 and 12. Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood and establishes a city by iniquity.
So there, yeah, go ahead. When you Zechariah 2 and 12. Salaki, I gotta get us together because I had two precepts pop in my head when the brother was reading. So I'm gonna read it again. It says, it says the Senecas were angry because white men who murdered Indians were seldom brought to justice. So yeah, so when they murdered them, they were seldom brought to justice. What's happening right now? The same thing. But you have your police force shooting so-called innocent, unarmed black men. You know, while they trying to get away or whatever, running away or whatever. All right. So it's nothing new under the sun.
This is Zechariah 11 and 5, whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty, and they that sell thee say, Blessed be the Lord, for I am rich, and their own shepherds pity them not.
That's right. It says, while Indians who retaliated in kind were if surrendered according to judgment, tried in strictly English courts and hanged. So there. So they held themselves not guilty. And if Indians retaliated, whatever, they were tried in English courts. So they wasn't, when they say you're tried amongst your peers, no, the peers you tried amongst are Esau, man. Especially back then. You ain't see no Gadite person in the courtroom. You know? That was a juror. All right? It says, rumors spread that the English planned to exterminate them.
Habakkuk 2 and 12. Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood and establishes a city by iniquity.
That's right. So what did this so-called white man do to the Native Americans, man? They established this town with iniquity, man, under false pretenses, and they got it by blood, man. Why? Because they wanted to exterminate the so-called Native Americans, man. And that's what they did, man. You know, they exterminated the Native Americans, and they put them in reservations where they're still at to this day. So you niggas that think that Indians, so-called Indians, shouldn't be on the 12 tables chart, or the 12 tribes chart, then the Lord has clearly blinded you, man. All right, and you're void of understanding, and furthermore, you a jackass, man. And Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua is going to destroy you, man. You know. And we hope that, that this lesson was edifying to y'all. You know, right now we about to shut down and go to another site and, get into another lesson. All right. All right, with that, shalom.